All right, let me pull up YouTube here. Make sure we live. All righty. Looks like it. Looks like it. All right. Oh, yep. There's my voice. There's my beautiful voice, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. What is up? What is up?
What's up, man?
At least we talk sports on like that one show. Okay. All right. Yo. What is up? What is up, guys? Sorry for that delay. I had a little bit of a thing I had to deal with, but we're here. Jaden will be joining us in a bit. But we're just going to go ahead and get started, guys. Welcome back to the Playbook Podcast. If you're watching the live stream, welcome in. If you're watching on YouTube later, welcome in as well. We're in the middle of summer, so we don't have a ton of stuff to talk about, but we definitely will have some things here and there. Talk a little bit of golf, talking about Scottie's win at the Open. I'm going to be breaking down the Bleacher Report's top 100 players of all time. Obviously not every single player, but I'll probably do a quick break through the top 10. We'll do a breakdown of ESPN's top 10 quarterbacks. And then, we're going to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cow Schmucks, unfortunately. Break down a little bit of college football, break down a little bit of NFL divisions. And we're gonna just make it happen, guys. So let's go ahead and get started here, Trey. I know, did you I wasn't able to listen to the whole thing. You did talk about Bleacher Report's top 100, I believe, because I remember I was in there when you were talking about that. So I did get a little bit of your point of view, but I'm really excited to break this down because this is a really interesting list to me. And you guys are probably going to be like, oh, I already know he's going to be really mad at who's number one. Actually, I'm not, and I'm going to explain why when I get there. But I'm going to start off here. We're started at 11, though, because they have Kobe Bryant at 11, Hakeem at 12. Those are interesting. Those are interesting spots for them. In my personal list, I have Kobe 6. I think 11's a bit low. I get it. But we're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about the people ahead of him. Steph Curry at 10. I don't think Steph's better than Kobe. In my personal list, I have Steph at 10 as well, but I do not have Kobe at 11. So that's an interesting spot for me. They both were. So Kobe was the sidekick for 3 of his rings, which fine, that's whatever. What's up, Sergio? Curry is not the GOAT, but it's okay. He's a great player. We are talking about him, though. We are going to talk about him a bit. So Curry was the sidekick for 2 of his rings. Kobe was the sidekick for 3 of his. I know Iguodala won Finals MVP. We're talking about the Bleacher Report, Travis, the Bleacher Report top 100. I don't think Curry was as much of a sidekick in that because I think he was still their leading scorer in that 2015 Finals. Andre Iguodala got Finals MVP because he held LeBron James to just a really low numbers. LeBron only averaged 36, 12, and 9. So really good there by Andre Iguodala holding him to 36-point triple-double. So congratulations. But Curry's got the 2 MVPs. Kobe only has 1. They both have, Curry only has 1 Finals MVP. Kobe has 2. But if you just want to talk about it, just break it down. Longevity, Kobe's longevity has been better. I think Curry will probably end up playing close to 20 seasons. He's played 16. I think he will be close. I really do. I do think he'll get close to 20. His game suits it. I know he is slowing down and he's more injury prone. But I think, because he's the greatest shooter ever, I do feel like he could play a couple more seasons. They both are very similar in points per game averages. Both, Curry's at 24.7, and Kobe is at 25. So they're both really close. He did win that unanimous MVP in 2016. You can't take that away from him. He was the first unanimous MVP, even though we all know who should have been first unanimous MVP. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But no, you can't take that away from him. He's 73-9, fantastic season. They did lose in the finals that year, but it's okay because it was against the GOAT, so it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. I don't like Kobe being below Steph. I like Steph's ranking. I like 10. I think 10's perfect for Steph. I just think they have Kobe a bit low. And I don't know. It feels weird. I'm not huge on Kobe. Trey gets frustrated with me because I have him at 6. So I'm sure Trey almost threw up when he saw this list at Kobe at 11.
Yeah, I did. I actually reported it. I actually reported it.
Yeah. Shaq did have probably MJ probably deserved the unanimous MVP too. In one of his MVPs. But if to do a quick change on this list, I would swap Wilt and Kobe. I would put Kobe 9, Wilt at 11, and I'd be a lot better with this list because I don't think there's any way on God's green earth that Wilt Chamberlain is better than Kobe or Steph or Hakeem. I don't think that Wilt should be at 9. That's ridiculous to me.
I don't think Burroughs is better than Jokic and Kevin Durant and Giannis.
He played in a very soft era. I think because he played in the 60s. I think Wilt would be good now because he was a crazy athlete, really tall, strong. He'd be good. But if you watch some of his highlights, man, that's neither here nor there. It's an interesting spot there at 9. Larry Bird at 11. I think I actually have mine. I did see Wilt play. I also saw him play against literal toddlers. So that's also really cool.
But you can't put a 100-point game, by the way, according to one guy. You gotta, hey man, he's the greatest dominant player of all time, according to one doofus that I know. And he threw my headset after that.
I think that's Travis's. Yeah, I think Travis is rage baiting us because I don't think there's even footage of Wilt's rookie year because it was so old. But no,
actually isn't.
So I kind of wanted to do a comparison here. I thought I had my notes of my top 10 up. I don't, but real quickly, I can just pull up my top 10. It shouldn't be too hard because it's just on one of our bonus episodes. Wilt at 8, though, seems a bit high to me. I get he was a fantastic player, especially for his era. I know he was great for his era. But so for me, I think I had Hakeem 10. Yeah, I had Hakeem 10. Or did I have Steph 10 or Hakeem 10?
You had
Hakeem 10. I had Hakeem.
You had Curry 9.
Yeah, I had Curry 9, Hakeem 10. So I'm a little perplexed by Wilt there. But then if we move on here to they have Larry Bird at 8. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I think Larry Bird was a fantastic player. I think his game out of a lot of people in the 70s. Back then you watched it live. Okay, Travis, gotcha. Travis is 90 years old.
Oh wow.
I think Larry Bird's game would translate today's game pretty well. I really do think that. Great, 3-point shooter for his era. We all know what he did in 3-point contests and the warm-ups. It's white boy swagger all the way. This guy's an absolute beast and legend. I'm totally fine with him at 8. Tim Duncan at 7. That's a bit low for me. I know most people have Tim Duncan around here. I have Tim Duncan 5 on my personal list. That does feel a bit low to me, but I do get it. That's a decent spot. Shaq at 6. I don't think Shaq's better than Tim Duncan. I think Shaq had a better peak, obviously, I think Shaq should have been the GOAT. I don't think we'd have GOAT debates if Shaq took care of himself and didn't get in those huge fights with Kobe. I think him and Kobe would have won probably 7 or 8 rings as teammates. He was for peak. He has highest peak in one of the highest peaks in the history of the NBA. I'm okay with him at 6. I do think Tim Duncan had a better overall career than him. Bill Russell at 5. That's a respect pick, I think. He's an 11-time champion. Can't take that away from him. He probably would have been an 11-time Finals MVP if that was an award back then. But I struggle putting Wilt or Bill Russell in the top 10 because of their era. I know they played in very, very weak eras. Still can't take anything away from either of them, so that's fine. If out of respect, Mr. Russell means a bunch to the NBA, and the NBA wouldn't be where it's at without him. So out of respect, that's whatever. That's fine with me. Magic Johnson at 4. I had Magic 3. No. I had Magic 4 as well. So I'm fine with Magic at 4. That's the same exact spot I did. He could have been the GOAT too if he wasn't freaky and wore protection. Maybe he'd be the GOAT too. I don't know.
The heck?
I don't know. He might have been. He played. He only played about 11 prime years or something like that, and he won 5 championships. He's 3-time Finals MVP, 3-time MVP. I know he had a great team as a rookie, but still, Magic over Curry, or I'm sorry, Curry over Magic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Curry's better than Magic yet, in my opinion. It'd have to be just as a player, because if it's point guard, if it's just straight up point guard, Magic's one of the best point guards ever in terms of facilitating, dishing the rock, overall impact. Magic definitely has a better resume. Curry probably has a better eye test. Curry has played in a tougher era as well. So those are some conversations. When debating lists like this, it's hard because I think Curry's better than Magic as a basketball player, but we have to also. I've been really hard on the old eras, and Trey knows this. Trey gets frustrated with me because of how hard I am, especially on the 90s. I've been trying to put a little bit more of thought into. I have to put them in a vacuum with their own era, or analyze them in their era. I think it's unfair because we'd have a lot of guys. I think Giannis is better at basketball than a lot of these guys. I think KD is better than a lot of these guys at basketball, but we have to take into account the eras, which I'm trying to do. It's something I've been trying to work on. So while I do think my top 10 of best basketball players ever would not include a lot of these guys, I think it's important for us as analysts, or as a viewer, or as someone who enjoys basketball, to be able to evaluate these players in that way. But Magic is definitely, I think, the greatest point guard ever in terms of dishing the rock, facilitating. He did facilitate Showtime. Curry's not. I think Curry, in my opinion, Curry should be assessed as a shooting guard because he's only averaged about 6 assists his career, which is a little higher than a shooting guard. Kobe averaged 5. So for me, I think Curry's more of a shooting guard, or just a guard in general. But I think Magic is the GOAT point guard. But in terms of basketball and impact, that's a whole. Maybe we should have an episode dedicated just to that, where we talk differences in eras and who our best basketball players would be. I don't even know. Kareem at 3. That's the same as me. I'm totally fine with that. I flirted with putting Kareem 2 just to rage bait Trey, but I decided against it because Kareem is one of there's only one other guy outside of the top 2 that even has a conversation in the GOAT debate, and it's Kareem. Massive respect. He was the original longevity guy before LeBron, 6 championships, 6 MVPs. He only won 2 finals MVPs, but he was 15-time All-NBA, 19-time All-Star, 11-time All-Defense, which a lot of people forget this guy was really good at defense. But yeah, I'm good with that. Here we go. Here's the fun stuff. You're going to be really mad. You're ready for me to rage. They have LeBron too. And here's the thing. I want to be mad, but so they did this based off of voting. This is voting from a lot of people. Everyone at Bleacher Report voted on this list. So it's not just one guy that made this list. And the vote between how long MJ's been number 1 on these lists has been a long time. This is the closest the vote has ever been. I believe it was within 1% of each other of who was the GOAT, LeBron or MJ. And I say that to say this. This might be the last time you see a Bleacher Report top 100 where LeBron is not number 1. Because over the last 10 years, especially the last 5, since that 2020 ring, more and more and more people are saying LeBron's the GOAT.
Even the all-time scoring list too.
Yeah,
that's people have been saying that.
Big, huge thing. He passed Kareem. I think that this is the last time we'll see it, so I'm fine with it. MJ fans, If you think MJ's the GOAT, that's fine. He's a great player, a fantastic player. This is probably the last time you will see him as number one on the Bleacher Report top 100 because it's each year it gets closer and closer and closer. And I do believe LeBron will overtake him in the list next year. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. I don't really have to say much about LeBron. I think he's by far the greatest basketball player that's ever walked the face of planet Earth. I think he has multiple iterations of him on the court, which are better than anyone in history. I think 2013 LeBron's better than anyone in history. I think 2016 LeBron's better than anyone in history. I think 2018 LeBron's better than anyone in history. And I think 2020 LeBron is maybe the greatest point guard of all time. And I saw a compilation of LeBron's highlights in 2020 when he's playing point guard. I said something to Trey. This guy's passing when he wanted to be the point guard. You will. I don't know if we'll ever see someone with his passing a gift of passing like LeBron also have the same scoring prowess as LeBron. All in a 6'9", 240 to 270 pound frame of freak athleticism. He's the greatest basketball player ever. He's played in the toughest era. He's played against the toughest teams. He's led the weakest teams to the finals. I could go on and on and on and on and on. I won't do that because I already have. Dirk with the great that. So I saw someone the toughest championship road 2011. This is actually a really good question. So Dirk went through the Thunder.
The Lakers.
He swept. This is my frustration with the 2011 thing. And I know LeBron was horrible in the finals in 2011, but nobody says anything about Kobe getting swept by Dirk. Nobody says anything. They were the defending champs, by the way. They had just won in 2010. So they beat the Thunder. The Thunder were really young at that point, but still had KD, had Westbrook. They were very, very young. They weren't as good as they were, but that's a tough series. And then he beat Kobe, and then he swept Kobe. Swept Kobe, right? Let me pull up because I want to see this right here. 2011 playoffs. Dirk was fantastic in this series. So they go in the first round, they beat who was it? They beat the Trailblazers. Okay, so the first round, not that big of a deal. Second round, they beat the Thunder. I'm sorry, second round, they beat the Mavs. Third round, they beat the Thunder. So they beat the Trailblazers in the first round, which that's whatever. But they did beat the Lakers. They swept the Lakers in round 2, beat the Thunder in the conference finals, then beat the Heat. That's definitely one of the toughest runs ever. Kobe might have gotten 6 there. I don't know, because LeBron absolutely cooked Kobe every time they played. So maybe he wouldn't have had that funk. Maybe he would have. I don't know. But Dirk did have a fantastic run in 2011. Easily a top 3 championship run ever. In terms of overall, where did they have Dirk on here? I think I saw him. He's back here. I could just do this. I'll use my computer's actual ability here. 18.
What the heck?
18. They have Dirk 18. I think that's pretty good. Top 20. I'd definitely put him top 20. He had his moments. He did have, the 2006 run, which he was MVP, and then they lost in the first round of the 8 seed Warriors. But he was that 2011 championship run definitely cancels out a lot of that for sure. And then number one on the Bleacher Report top 100 is of course Michael Jordan. Like we just talked about it. It was the closest voting ever. He has an impeccable resume. He, 6-time champion, 5-time MVP, 6-time finals MVP. Everyone thinks I hate MJ. Trey accuses me of hating MJ all the time. I don't hate MJ. I don't. I have a lot of respect. Kobe would have had 6 if Jeremy Lin had Kobe and better role players on the team. Facts.
Probably, yeah.
Hey, Jeremy Lin waved Kobe off. Just remember that. He waved him off in an ISO. I'm totally fine with this because I do think this is the last time we'll see MJ as the GOAT, right? On this list in particular, because each time I see votes on social media, it's always LeBron. This vote's closer than ever. Like it's 1% or 0.5% difference. MJ dominated in an era that I don't think was very strong, but I cannot take that away from him because he did that. What I can do is use it for context when we're actually talking about the GOAT. But he did do that. He was impeccable. He has a lot more losses in the playoffs than people want to talk about because to a lot of people, he only played 6 seasons, which whatever, that's fine. Larry Bird was his literal daddy, but we don't have to talk about that. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't want to start that right now because we got a lot of show to get to. Yeah, MJ sucks because his son is not in the league, and I'm seeing Bronny locked up Cooper Flag. Okay, LeBron's the GOAT. Just off that. I'm kidding. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but I'm fine with this. I'm fine with it. Trey thought I was going to get on here and be angry, but I've come with a humble spirit because I know this is the last time we will see MJ number 1 on this list because LeBron is going to be that. He's going to be that on the list from now on these for sure. So
for me, guys, I got to think about it still. I got to watch more games. So
no, tell them what you told me earlier. What'd you say? What'd you say on TikTok?
What did I say? What did I say? I said right now.
You said right now. Well, who is it?
LeBron as of right now, but it could change. It could be Kobe, it could be Jordan, it could be.
It's not going to be Kobe. Stop it.
You never know. You never know, man. I never know.
This guy's and MJ has the fakest defensive player of the year ever. But we will do a whole episode.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Okay. His stats were literally doubled at home, but whatever. We'll talk about that another day. Anyways, yeah, I'm fine with it, guys. The only thing I struggle with is Kobe at 11. It's not even that I'm mad that Curry's above him. I'm mad that Wilt's above him. I don't think Wilt Chamberlain's better than Kobe Bryant, guys. I really don't. Bill Russell. I know you. I know you don't think Curry's better than Kobe either. I don't either. But that has to me. I think Kobe at 6 is the perfect spot. It shows the respect that he's given, but it doesn't overrate him like some people do. And I get if he's your favorite player, I have no issues with that whatsoever. But I don't think he has a GOAT resume. And that's fine because he's one of the, in my opinion, 6 greatest basketball players ever. And I base my game a lot off of Kobe. And Trey says that. He's like, Trey says that. I don't hate the guy. I think has had a lasting impact. Yeah.
I think though, you know what I've heard from other beat writers that have done, people that have interviewed like on podcasts with that were Kobe Bryant's teammates. I think what their speculation is that because what happened in 2003, they kind of used that against him, and after what happened in Colorado and back in that time with the stuff that happened in his personal life, and they used that against him. Believe it or not, I do believe that.
Yeah, and I think Travis does actually bring up a big point. His impact on the floor is crazy, but Kobe's impact on the world has been astronomical. I think his impact since he's passed away has eclipsed his impact on the court, and I think that's the legacy he wanted. He said he wanted his work off the court to mean more than his work on the court, and I think he's achieved that, even though he was not able to do so himself in the way that he probably thought he was going to. But yeah, it's for me, Wilt at 9 is my biggest issue. I'm not even going to hate on the Bill Russell at 5 because I have so much respect for what Bill Russell means to the NBA and means to basketball as a whole that I'm fine with him at 5 out of pure respect. Out of pure respect for Mr. Russell, I'm fine with leaving him at 5. If we're talking about basketball debates, I don't think he belongs there. But he wasn't
even a good scorer.
I know, but Trey, this guy means everything to the NBA. The NBA would not be what it was today without him. I think MJ, and LeBron, and MJ. So Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, MJ, LeBron are the collection of people that mean the most to basketball in terms of just a lot of things. And I think, I'm not talking about impact in terms of the way the game is played. I'm talking about just overall what the reach that the NBA now has, especially Bill Russell went through a lot of crap that I can't talk about, but
yeah, he did.
He deserves so much respect. And I don't have that same respect for Wilt Chamberlain because all Wilt Chamberlain wanted to do was get freaky. So I don't have that same respect as I do for Bill Russell.
He's Epstein on steroids.
Yeah, basically. So my biggest issues are Kobe at 11. I think Hakeem at 12 is a little low. I actually think KD at 13, and There's no way on God's green earth that Kevin Garnett, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson are better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. That just is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, these are always voting.
Where's Giannis at?
I don't know.
24? They have D
can't.
Wade, Karl Malone. Karl Malone. Never mind. This list sucks. This list
does suck.
Moses.
Dude.
Okay, Moses was great. Moses Malone was great. Julius Erving. Okay, Giannis, I'm so sorry. You deserve so much more respect. I thought he was in like 15.
Dude, he's not.
Swap him and Jerry West.
Dude, Jerry West.
That's ridiculous. 24? Okay, yeah. KD at 13, I'm cool with. I'm fine with that. Even though he ruined LeBron's three-peat because he had to go save Steph from LeBron, but whatever. But 24 is crazy. Okay, I don't want to get into it because we're already 26 minutes in and we got some stuff to do. Charles Barkley being one spot behind Giannis, I'm about to flip my desk. I'm sick of the Giannis disrespect, and I hope Giannis either gets a better team or goes somewhere else or has a 2018 LeBron type run because that's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. But whatever. Yeah. So ESPN ranked we're going to move on to some football, guys. ESPN ranked their top 10 quarterbacks. We're going to break it down. So I'll list them off, Trey, and then you tell me what you think. All right. So they got number 1. They got Patrick Mahomes. I think we're both cool with that. I know he's had a couple rough years, and I've been a big proponent. I've been a big proponent that he needs to step it up, but I think we're both fine with that.
Before you get more into that, I'm a bash your guy, Nick Wright. I can't. So Nick Wright, listen to this podcast, bro. I watch you a lot. I watch you every time at 1 p.m. here in Amarillo, where I live. Nick Wright, please be a journalist. And if you want to blame Stephen A. Smith and Skip for wait for over Jordan LeBron, can you please give LeBron critique? I mean, not LeBron, Patrick Mahomes critique, bro. Okay, this is kind of your fault too. The reason why he's been playing bad, because you keep calling this guy the GOAT, and he's not the GOAT. That ruined. Here's a deal. I was close to calling him the GOAT if he were three-peated. I would have called him the GOAT. I surely would have. But now he has won 6 rings for me to call him the GOAT. At least 6 or 7 rings. I tell you what.
7?
I one of those two. Because here's the deal. He cannot critique Patrick Mahomes. He's so biased. He made some dumb excuse up on his show. Like, oh, you know, man, why is everybody hating on Mahomes? Well, dude, you played bad Super Bowl, bro. Did you watch the game, Nick Wright? What game were you watching? The 2023 Super Bowl against the Eagles and the Chiefs when Mahomes had 48 touchdowns? Yeah, Nick Wright, please actually critique Patrick Mahomes for once in your freaking life. Please do it. Quit being a big baby. Call him out. Call him out, bro. Anyways, go on. I had to say that.
Yeah, it's weird because he's called LeBron out, but he's not called out Mahomes. And I don't get it. I've called LeBron out. Trey, do you remember that stretch when the Lakers were playing horribly? And I was on here and I said, LeBron, you need to play better. And I was telling this 40-year-old to say, you need to play better because, you get held to higher expectations. Even if you're 40, you're old enough to be my dad. You still, okay, he's not that old, but you know what I mean? Like, because, he would have had me at, I'm not going to say my age, but whatever. You know what I mean? Right? Like old enough to be my uncle or something like that. Like, but for Mahomes, you definitely, like, I came on here. I was hard on Mahomes. I'm a Texas Tech alum. This guy literally is one of the big reasons that TTU has gotten a bunch of money, but he's been playing like crap for 2 years. And it's just, we can't. And
I love Mahomes too. Look,
yeah,
I'm wearing his shirt right now.
Yeah,
he's my favorite football player besides Tom Brady of all time.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this guy, I'm sorry, Nick Wright. Nick Wright, okay, I get you're from Kansas City as your hometown. You covered Kansas City Chiefs, the Royals, the freaking Twins, whatever it's called in hockey. We get it. Yes, you had a show there for Fox back in the day. I get it. You probably went to school there. I don't know where you went to school. I think you went to Kansas, what I've heard. But please, Nick Wright, call him out. Say it play like crap. I remember watching after Super Bowl when the Eagles destroyed them. You didn't call him out one time. When Tom Brady beat him in Super Bowl, You didn't call him out one time. Made some dumb excuse of, oh, his own line was terrible. I saw Tom Brady play with a bad own line with against a Legion of Boom. You know what he did to Legion of Boom? He cooked him. He had 4 touchdowns, by the way. His own line, he had a cape. He had to throw pig pocket passes. That's what made Tom Brady so great.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes can't do it. Mahomes cannot run RPO. That showed to me that Super Bowl that happened last year showed to me he cannot run RPO. He can't do it. So there you go.
Yeah. I feel like we've given him a pass for a while because he was so great for so long. And his worst year is losing in the conference championship game. So yeah, I get it. But he definitely has to play better. And I think, and I've said this number 1 spot is definitely up for grabs. Number 2, they got Josh Allen. 3, Joe Burrow. 4, Lamar. 5, Jaden Daniels. My guy, Jaden Daniels at 5. Wow. Matthew Stafford at 6. Justin Herbert at 7. Okay. For what? Why? Because he has a big arm. Okay.
Because he has Jim Harbaugh as his coach. That's why.
We're going to talk about it. Jared Goff at 8. Nice to Jared Goff. Jalen Hurts at 9. Baker Mayfield at 10. Some honorable mentions were CJ Stroud and Jordan Love. So I'm going to start. I guess we'll just kind of go back and forth here. We both agree with number 1.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 2. I think Josh Allen's the second best quarterback in the NFL. I do.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Joe Burrow. And dude,
Brock Purdy
we almost got through this whole thing without a Brock Purdy mention. That's rage bait, guys. That's rage bait. Josh Allen 2, I'm fine with. He's MVP. He lost to Mahomes. Dalton Kincaid dropped an absolute dime that probably would have set up the Bills to win. I can't, Josh was great in those games. What do you think? You cool with Josh at 2?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Okay. Yeah. And then here's where it gets a little interesting. People flip-flop here. So they got Joe Burrow 3, Lamar 4. What do you think?
And I got Joe Burrow 3. I think from a talent perspective, Alex perspective, he's a good throw the football. I believe if his team had a better record, he would have won MVP last year. I think he could have won. He was first in, according to PFF, he was first in touchdowns, first in yards.
Yep.
And dead last to intercept. And he was not even, he didn't know, he threw like eight interceptions last year. That's how great Joe Burrow was last year. I think Joe Burrow too. He also has played well against Mahomes in the playoffs. He hasn't choked. And that's what I think about Joe Burrow. So I have Joe Burrow 3. I'm fine with it. I mean, it's debatable between Josh and Joe Burrow for me, top 2 and 3. It's debatable. It depends when it's healthy. Because I know Joe Burrow's been hurt in September. And number 1 is coaches. Thank God his coach got fired because something. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Something needs to be investigated in Cincinnati for what happened for a couple years in a row where they had a losing record in September. So that's what I think. And Cooper Rush is not better than Jalen Hurts, bro. Cooper Rush is not better.
So this is the hardest part for me, other than Justin Herbert at 7, because I think that's just stupid. I want to say Joe's better than Lamar, and I think he is, but I know he hasn't made the playoffs in a couple years. So the problem is Lamar has stunk in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think he's had a better team. I think I'm okay with Joe at 3 and Lamar at 4. I think so. And I get if someone has Lamar 3 over Joe Burrow, I don't even think that's a big deal. I think it's probably fine. Yeah. It's probably what's the actual list is. I have so much. I saw what Joe Burrow has been capable of doing. If they can get him an O-line, in speaking of Amish, he's in the chat here. He sent me a video of Jalen Hurts' pocket. And I mean, there was no one within 30 yards of this guy. And I was like, man, if Joe Burrow had that O-line, he'd probably throw for 60 touchdowns like it's LSU. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen this guy. I do think he has slow starts to the year. I think that they could have made the playoffs if he didn't have a slow start, losing to the Patriots and having some other poor games at the beginning of last year. But I'm okay with this. We've seen him he's the only guy so far on this list who has proven he's capable of beating Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And that has to mean something. I'm okay with Josh at 2 because Josh one is, fresh off an MVP and I think can beat Mahomes. I think he's played better, and he's been much better in the playoffs than Lamar has. So that's why I'm fine with that. Lamar at 4, I'm fine with. And then here we go. He's getting help this year. He has Taj Brooks. Is Taj Brooks? There's no way this Taj Brooks is actually on the Bengals.
Let me see.
Is he actually? He is. Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. Bengals to the playoffs. My bad. I'm not a true Taj Brooks fan. That is right. Yep. Yeah. Taj time coming to Cincy.
And he also got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, bro.
He's got a great offensive weapons. They just need to shore up that O-line. I know they did work on the defense too, so we'll see what happens. He was losing games like 40 to 57 last year.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's an interesting one. Jaden Daniels at 5. I think Jaden Daniels is literally like amazing. Like I really do think he's amazing. No, he still has T. They signed T. Higgins signed a 4-year, $115 million contract with the Bengals. So he does have T. Higgins. He does have Yoshivas, who's gonna have a big year next year. Watch. Jaden Daniels at 5. I fear I'm unbiased. I'm too biased because I think Jaden Daniels, he's like everything that I wish Dak Prescott was. And I don't even think Dak's horrible. Like he's not great, but I don't know. You're going to have to take this one because I think 5's totally fine for Jaden Daniels.
Okay. I'm going to put Hurts at number 5. I think Hurts is the reigning Super Bowl MVP and reigning champion as a quarterback. And he's beat Mahomes too. And no, I think Jaden Daniels, he's a rookie. I want to see what he can do this year. If this year he does what he did last year, then for sure top 5 for sure. But I had to put Hurts I had to put Hurts 5. And I had to put Jaden Daniels 6.
Okay,
I have to. I can't. That's all the respect to Jaden Daniels. I think he's great. Great quarterback, potential talent in the league. But if he does do good this year, this coming season, same thing he did last season, doesn't have a sophomore slump, for sure top 5. But that's an if though.
Yeah, that's fine. I have an issue. Jalen Hurts is the hardest quarterback for me to assess, but we're gonna keep moving here. Matthew Stafford at 7. That's probably okay. I'm okay with him being there. You would have him 7 then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. I'm fine with this. He's really good, Super Bowl winner. He's proven that he can win, obviously, and I feel like he's proven he can be the leading force of an offense. Justin Herbert at 7. This just blows my mind. I don't know what he did to deserve this. I don't know what he did to deserve this. I don't know. It's
because his coach is Jim Harbaugh. That's why.
Like he has all the makings of a top 7 quarterback, but he's done nothing to prove it. The only thing he's done in the playoffs is blow a 25-point lead to Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. I'm not super cool on that at 7. Jared Goff at 8. I think that's okay. He proved he's had some. I know the Lions are loaded, but he's proven he's been to a Super Bowl before the Lions, and I do think that he's a top 10 quarterback. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think for sure it's better than Herbert.
Yeah, I think I put him over Herbert. I mean, he's proven more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And last year his team got hurt.
They dealt with a lot of injuries.
His running back got hurt too. So.
Yeah, I know. They dealt with a lot of injuries, and I do think that they would have went to the Super Bowl if Brock Purdy threw horribly thrown overthrow that bounced off of the DB's chest, the Lions DB chest, and then Brandon Ayuk did this like 4 times and then caught it for a touchdown. And it was just like, okay. And then that kind of changed the whole game. So, but still, he's been to conference championship in recent years. And I do think that he's a great, I think he's a really, really good game manager that can take over a game. I've seen him see some crazy good throws. That's not a rage bait. I'm just saying exactly what happened. It was a horribly thrown ball that bounced off of DB's chest, and Brandon Ayuk did a fantastic athletic play that saved Brock Purdy's life. Because that's all Brandon Ayuk has ever done is bail out Brock Purdy. But anyways, Jalen Hurts at 9. This is where I struggle because I think 9's okay. I don't think he should be higher. And I'm going to tell you why. The Eagles have 6 All-Pros. Okay? That's not in, who's on an All-Pros? Jalen Hurts. Last year, they had Saquon Barkley, who is the best running back in the league. They had Zach Bond. They had A.J. Brown. Jordan Mailata, which is fantastic left tackle. Lane Johnson, best right tackle in the league. Jalen Carter, one of the best defensive players in the league. He is on one of, if not the most loaded team in the NFL. And he proved that he can win when he's not the focus point of an offense. Saquon Barkley was the focus point of that offense. And I think Saquon Barkley had a really good MVP case. He's not asked to throw the ball a lot. He's not asked to throw the ball in tough situations. A lot of times he has a good deep ball. He's never proven to me that he can be the leading force of an offense or proven to anybody. It's not just me. He does not care about me, obviously, but I don't think he's proven as a football player he can be the leading point of an offense in a winning team. He had the best defense. He had the best O-line by a country mile, and he has maybe the best offensive weapons by a country mile. And it's really hard for me to assess a quarterback like that. That's why I struggle saying Brock Purdy's good, because when Brock Purdy did not have an Avengers level cast, they missed the playoffs. And when Jalen Hurts has not had an Avengers level cast, he got embarrassed by Baker Mayfield in the playoffs. So I don't know. I think 9's okay. And I get what you're saying because he did beat Mahomes, but for me, I can't. His team's too good.
Okay.
His team's too good.
I respect that.
And
it's more like a Troy Aikman kind of style then, huh?
Yeah. And it's very similar because Troy Aikman was not the focus point of that offense. It was Emmitt Smith, right? And
Michael Irvin too, yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Irvin. And for Jalen Hurts, it's who's the best player on the Eagles? 99% of people are saying Saquon Barkley. Who's the second best player on the Eagles?
Probably A.J. Brown.
I think it's Lane Johnson or A.J. Brown. Yeah. Who's the third best? If it's not Lane Johnson at 2, then it's him at 3. If it's not A.J. Brown at 2, I think Carter's 4. So we're at 5, and now I'm like, okay, maybe Jalen Hurts here.
Okay, you know what? I rephrased my top 5. Daniels, go back to top 5, dude. Hurts stay at 9.
I got him.
Okay, because it's kind of like Troy Aikman now. I'm thinking about Troy Aikman because that's what Troy Aikman had. Troy Aikman had. He had Jay Novacek. He had Larry Allen. He had Michael Irvin. He had Deion Sanders. He also had Alvin Harper. So I get your point now. You know what? Daniels, your top 5. Sorry, Jay Daniels. You're probably the best quarterback in your division.
Yeah. So I think 9's fine. I think it might be high. And then Baker Mayfield 10, I think he's deserved it. CJ Stroud.
I think Baker's better than Jaden Daniels, bro.
Then Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts?
No, Jalen Hurts, my bad. Jalen Hurts. Because
I was like, whoa.
Because last year, Baker Mayfield had 42 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and
he was great.
Because people were saying, I'll never forget when Tom Brady retired.
He was great. He was great.
He was really great. Even the year prior to that, too. I think that after when Tom Brady retired, people were doubting the Buccaneers, saying, oh, they're done. They don't have to go. They don't have Tom Brady anymore. But when Baker Mayfield came in, he kind of revamped his career. He literally restarted his career. And so, yeah, I have Baker top 9 and Hurts top 10. That's my list. And if I would get rid of one person on this list, I'll probably get rid of Justin Herbert and pay C.J. Stroud and replace him with Justin Herbert with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, and I know C.J. Stroud got off this list because he did have the tush push. Slump. So this is a fantastic point for Misha. What is Jalen Hurts best at? His booty being pushed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. For me, think of Mahomes. What's he best at? Improvising, throwing on the run. What's Josh Allen best at? His legs and his massive arm. His legs as in scrambling and running. What's Joe Burrow's? His anticipation is accuracy. What's Lamar's? His outright running back ability, and he's developed a great deep ball. Like, what's Jaden Daniels? Fantastic deep ball, throws with anticipation, has great legs. We do this, get all the way down to Jalen Hurts. What's his best quality? His running back and a fullback pushing him in the butt. I think 9 might be too high. I don't know. We'll see. I think he's a great
one more
leader.
thing.
I won't take that away from him. He's a great leader.
One thing about his top 10, I saw some talks on Greeny and Colin Coward and First Take over the week. So Dak Prescott is not a top 10 QB of all time in this ranking. I saw people defending Dak about his 2 playoff wins he had. Great guy and whatnot. Here's the deal about Dak Prescott, guys. I don't care if he got hurt. I can give a crap if he got hurt or not. My problem with Dak is this. Even before he got hurt, he was playing terrible. He was playing awful.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, Jerry Jones paid him a heck of a lot of money. So he's basically a cowboy for life. He was 30th in touchdowns, 8th in interceptions, 56. He was at least interception numbers, but he is not a top 10 QB out there. So, yeah. And Travis, I disagree with you. I think Romo should have started instead of Dak Prescott. If Romo didn't get hurt, he would have been a QB still. So, yeah, in preseason.
Okay. I think I disagree with you. I do think that before his ankle, Dak could move.
Yeah, he could.
And like this, I don't know. Because he's got a decent arm. If he was able to get that arm while having the running ability he had when he was a rookie, he'd probably be a lot higher. But that team was really good, and then we got freaking punked by Aaron Rodgers. Golly, that stupid guy who smokes ashwagandha all day long, just freaking whatever. He sucks now, so it's fine. CJ Stroud, in an honorable mention, he did have a sophomore slump. Jordan Love, I'm fine with that. So overall, a decent list. I like that they didn't put Jalen Hurts too high just because of what happened. I think Justin Herbert's too high, and I think everything else is pretty accurate.
Herbert shouldn't be on the list, period.
Herbert's really not done anything to prove it, so. And
by the way, and I read the report that writer put. That writer was biased as heck. He just said his attitude and his mentality. Good for him, bro. I think that should be a football player.
They had Jared Goff at 8, Travis, which I think is totally fine. I think that's totally fine. So, dude, I don't want to talk about this stupid team, bro. You do it.
Okay. So Jerry Jones made some comments about training camp about Micah Parsons and Dak Prescott. So Jerry said that Micah Parsons said he will sign him, but he doesn't want to use him because he got injured last year, missed 4 games of the season. And he said that Dak Prescott can't get it done, basically. He can't get it done. He feels like he overpaid him. So what's going on in Dallas out there, people? What's going on? Nick, what do you think was going on with Dallas, bro? Why did Jerry say that about Micah Parsons? Does that mean he'll leave?
I don't care. I hope everyone leaves.
Okay.
If you're involved with the Dallas Cowboys, and your name isn't CeeDee Lamb or who else am I gonna spare from the darkness? Zach Martin retired. I can't even spare him. Yeah, just CeeDee Lamb. If your name's not CeeDee Lamb, I want you to never remove yourself from the Cowboys brand. Everybody else, all of them. We're going to start with CeeDee Lamb, and we're going to do an emergency draft and pretend like the Cowboys have to start over. And we're going to rename. We're going to move to a different city. The Cowboys are going to move to a small city. They have to prove that they deserve to be in the league. So we're going to send them to a small town. What's Childress?
I agree with you, Travis. I agree with
Childress, you. Okay? Childress. The Childress Cowboys, okay? They have to prove that they deserve to be in the NFL. They're going to go to Childress. No, they don't even deserve Lubbock. Childress. Go to Childress, build an arena, or use their high school football arena and prove you deserve to be in the NFL. And then we'll talk.
I think Childress is going D1 this year in college, is what I heard. But anyway, so here's the deal about the Cowboys. I agree with you, Travis. I think this is the last year to put something to the team. Number one, Jerry Jones paid Dak Prescott way too much, overpaid him. I thought they should have literally changed for Arch or Shador if that's or get Jalen Monroe, but that didn't happen. But Travis, who's your running back, dude? The guy from Texas, he ain't gonna start. He's good. I think he's the best running back in that team, probably.
No, the Cowboys defense is going to be horrible. It's going to be awful this year.
And he had 2 solid receivers. You got George Pickens, who's a big diva, who was always crying about not getting the ball. And all you got is CeeDee Lamb. They should have kept Amari Cooper, but back at Jerry Jones is
Overshown's knee literally got it almost ripped off of the socket. Like his leg was that was awful. I don't think he'll play at all next year.
But yeah, I think this might be the last chance of Cowboys. Probably as Jerry Jones' owner, probably. I think this is the last year.
No, it's awful. And they're going to be awful. Just so you guys know, the best case scenario is 8-9. Just prepare yourself, 8-9. Okay? If we're lucky, we'll be the 3rd best team in the East. 3rd. The Giants might prove, I don't know. Who knows? They had a great draft. They might be better. I don't know. Awful team. Awful team. Will Micah leave? He should. Micah should leave. They should trade Micah for some podcast equipment because that's all he does. And you know what's sad? Most of the stuff he says is right about the Cowboys. I don't know. He deserves better. Micah deserves better.
My teacher thinks so. I talked to one of my friends, Brian Frank, who is my professor at AC. He thinks that Micah will go to the Commanders and play under Dan Campbell, and he might.
I'm a Commanders team. I'm a Commanders fan. I'm a Commanders fan from this moment on, guys. I'm switching my allegiance. I'll do a blood oath if I have to. Yeah, I know you can't switch in the NFL. You have to just kind of I will enjoy the Commanders because you can't switch because unfortunately my dad got to watch the Cowboys win a bunch of Super Bowls and then gave me a piece of crap organization that I get to watch.
So did my dad. My dad did the same thing.
So it's really stupid. But they should have made Dan Quinn the head coach. They didn't. They should have
Bill Belichick.
And now all of a sudden they're not paying Micah, and now he's going to be worth way more than.
Yeah, the Cowboys are cooked, man. Here's the deal. Best case scenario, they're a wild card playoff, and then they're done.
No. Best case scenario is 8-9, Trey.
I think it could be a lot better. I think it'll be a lot better.
If everything goes right, the Cowboys will win 8 games. Book it. Book it. Do you believe in Schottenheimer?
I'm gonna see the schedule quick.
The Rams are cooked. I actually think the Rams had a pretty decent offseason, and I think Puka's going to take a big step, and I think Stafford's still pretty good. And that defense
this is her draft. This is they got Eagles, Giants, Bears.
That's okay. So Eagles, Giants,
Packers.
Bears. They're 0-3. Okay, they're 0-4. We're not
Jets.
The Packers.
The Jets.
Ooh. Okay, that's a win. Okay, 1-4. Okay.
The Panthers.
1-5. Or I'm sorry, 2-4. 2-4.
The Commanders.
Oh, 2-5. We're losing that game.
The Broncos. They're losing that game too.
Oh, losing that game. 2-6.
The Cardinals.
Oh no, Kyler Murray plays against the Cowboys he always plays his best game versus Cowboys. Yeah, no, we're losing that game too. So 2-7.
Okay, the Raiders.
Oh my, bro, Genty's gonna run for 400 yards against us. 2-8.
The Eagles.
2-9.
The Chiefs.
2-10.
The Lions.
2-11.
The Vikings.
Yeah, Jettas is gonna go for. You know what? JJ McCarthy. Now we'll win that one. 3-10. 3-11.
The Chargers.
I
think it's a win.
Okay, 4-11.
The Commanders again.
4-12.
Day. And then
no, we're not.
The Giants.
Okay, 5-12. Okay, so the Cowboys are going 5-12 next year, guys. Book it.
Okay, I think they'll lose. I think it'll be a close game. Yeah, I think it'll be a close game the first night. I think Cowboys might win that one. I think.
You think the Cowboys are going to beat the defending champs on opening night?
I don't know, man. You never know. Anyways, I got the Cowboys winning that game. Cowboys winning against the Giants. Cowboys. I think Bears might beat us because I think.
The Bears are going to beat. The Bears are going to beat it.
The Packers, we might lose against the Packers.
We're losing against Packers.
I think they're gonna. I think we could beat the Jets because I don't know the quarterback.
Yeah, we'll beat the Jets.
I think we could beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Commanders, we own the Commanders. We always beat them.
That was when Kirk Cousins was the QB. It's Jaden Daniels. We're not beating Jaden Daniels.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Bo Nix, I think we can.
The Broncos are beating.
We're not.
That defense is insane, bro. That defense.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I think we're going to beat the Cardinals because Kyler Murray, he's kind of overrated.
Okay, fine.
Raiders.
Gentsy's running for 400 yards.
I don't know because I don't know.
Dude, we couldn't stop the run last year, and our defense is worse.
Who they got? Who's our defense now?
It's nobody, bro. That you can't even name him. Name anyone outside of Micah and Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon's still on the team, bro. For guys on the team,
bro.
Let me see the Cowboys defensive roster. Okay, I'm gonna have according to ChatGPT is Oza.
Okay, Odigizua.
Okay, Odigizua. Yeah.
Ready. Dante Fowler.
Yeah, Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie Smith can't play football. He can't play
Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie Smith cannot play football.
Okay, and you got
Odigizua is pretty good. Micah's whatever.
And you got Dante.
Kenneth Murray Jr.
Who?
Okay. Jack Sanborn.
Who's Marshawn Nyland, bro?
I don't know. I do know Overshown. Hopefully he'll be back. Deron Bland.
Peyton Turner.
Donovan Wilson. Malik Hooker.
God.
Trayvon Diggs. Okay, it's cooked. Okay, so Jancy's running for 700 yards.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right.
All right, we gotta move on. We gotta move on. This is ridiculous. I can't do this anymore. I can't talk about this trash team. I think they'll go 5-12. Trey thinks they'll go 7-10. So yeah, not very good. So I'm gonna break down the AFC North really fast. I'll go through these pretty fast, and then we can talk a little bit here because we're already almost an hour in. AFC North. Last year it was the Ravens 12-5, Pittsburgh Steelers 10-7, Bengals 9-8, and the Browns 3-14. I think it's going to be the same, except the Bengals and Steelers are going to swap. I think that's literally it. I think the Ravens will still have the best year. They'll win that division, but I think the Bengals will be better than the Steelers, and I think the Steelers will be third, and the Browns suck. So that's where I'm at. What did you say? Would you have the North?
Mine is so I think Bengals might be number one because I think Joe Burrow's out to kill now because what happened last year, he was kind of mad at me to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even watching quarterback on Netflix, he's angry, bro. I can just see in his eyes. You know how he gets, bro, when he loses. It's like kind of like that LSU when he lost to Alabama the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back and destroyed Alabama. But anyways, I think Bengals, Ravens. I think the Browns might do a little bit better, but I think they'll still be last.
I still think they'll.
And it's Steelers third, even though Aaron Rodgers sucks. And yeah.
Cowboys want to see on the new coach. He's gonna suck. Anyways, Big Ten. I'm gonna do the Big Ten real quickly here. I'll just do the really. So Oregon won the Big Ten last year. I think Ohio State's going to be the best team in the Big Ten. I mean,
Ohio State won it all last year. Yeah,
they won it all. I think Oregon will be 2, Penn State 3, and I think Indiana will still be good. I'd say Indiana maybe 4. I know we talked about the teams they played. Remember the Charlotte 49ers? We talked about it, and but they definitely mean a lot, and I think that's that. The other teams, sorry, Travis, Nebraska's still gonna suck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're just still not gonna be very good, unfortunately. But I'm gonna go Oregon. I'm sorry, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Indiana, Illinois, maybe Michigan. Dylan Raiola, you mean Mahomes wannabe? That guy's addicted to looking like Patrick Mahomes. I think UCS could have a pretty decent comeback season, but I think Ohio State's going to run it. Like
Yeah, same.
So
Suppose you have the best football. In my opinion, they have the best college football player in the nation. With the God dang it,
Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, him. Yeah,
Yeah.
number 4.
Yeah. Jeremiah Smith is probably going to win Heisman, I believe, next year. He's just utterly
And he might be the
ridiculous.
first. He might be the first number 1 pick in the draft since
Yeah.
Keyshawn Johnson in
There's
'96.
no way that Nebraska's going to be top 5 in the Big Ten. There's
no way.
There's no way. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Travis. It's just not going to happen. You're my dog, and I know you were born in Lincoln. They are not going to be top 5 in the Big Ten, bro. I am sorry. I am so sorry. We are going to do the SEC quickly here. So the SEC is a big one. I think Texas is going to win it again, unfortunately, because they're Texas and they spent the most money. Tech was second. I'm going to go the Longhorns. I'm going to say Alabama has a bounce back year. Alabama 2, Georgia 3. I'm going to go Tennessee 4. 5. I'm going to say LSU. LSU had a great transfer class. They could be 4. I think they could be better than Tennessee. I'm going to say LSU at 5. I will do the Bulldog. Not the Bull. I already did the Bulldogs. I'll do that for my top 5. I like that. And then Sooners at 6. I'll say Sooners at 6 because they suck. But whatever. What do you think?
Okay, I think Georgia might win.
Okay.
But actually, no. I think Nick Saban might come back from coaching this year. So I got Bama 1. I got the Bulldogs 2. I got Longhorns 3. I got LSU 4. Tennessee 5. I think honorable mentions are probably OU and Texas and not Texas,
The A&M?
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Because they had a solid season last year. But
Ole Miss was not bad. Ole Miss was not bad at all. But yeah, I like that. I think Alabama's going to have a big kind of a bounce back year. For sure.
They say that Nick Saban might come out retiring, bro.
Dude, he might after he's just angry the whole time watching. He definitely might, but I like that. I definitely like that a lot. I do think that we're gonna see we're gonna see that. I think we already broke down the AFC West.
My bad. I meant the East. I meant the East.
Okay, the East. Got you. The SEC is going to be great. I do think Texas is going to win it again because I think they are going to have the best roster, and I think Archie's going to have a good year. I don't think he's going to be as good as like everyone thinks, but I think he'll be at least as good as Quinn Ewers, which means, a great season. So, let's go ahead and break down the AFC East here. I think this is a really easy one because I think the only thing that's swapping is the last place team and the second to last place team. I'm going to go Bills 1. I think they're going to run that division for a long time. I'm going to do the Dolphins 2, even though I do think the Dolphins could get tested here in a couple of years. Patriots 3 and Jets 4. I think the Patriots are going to have a big year with Drake May, and they did get him some protection, Will Campbell. And Stephon Diggs is there still. I mean, he's there. He's coming off injury and older, but still, I think that they're going to have a great year compared to last year. Vrabel at head coach, a lot of big improvements. And I think Jets are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. So, what do you think? Yeah,
I agree with you. I think, they got Drake May, Stephon Diggs. I know they got their running back from Ohio State in the draft, who did really good last year. And also, their defense might be solid too. Plus, Mike Vrabel, and Mike Vrabel knows the Patriot way.
He does.
He won 2 Super Bowls back in the early 2000s. So I think in my opinion, it's a toss up for 2 because the Dolphins can't stay healthy. Tua is always hurt. He's injury prone. Yeah. So I think the Patriots might be 2 actually, and then
it's possible. I think the Patriots have a great year,
because Tua is always hurt.
I think they could win 8 games. I really do. I think we're going to see a big improvement from Drake May. They did draft Trayvon Henderson, the running back from Ohio State, like you said. Will Campbell, I think, is going to be one of the best tackles in his first year. And I think Vrabel's a great coach. And so I definitely could see that, especially if Tua misses some more time. I could definitely see them being there in that second spot. So I think it'll be everything below the Bills will be really interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Outside of the Jets. The Jets suck. But yeah. So since we're on the AFC East, we can talk a little bit about the Bills. What are your like realistic expectations for Josh Allen in terms of what do you think is a successful season for him? What do you think is a not successful season for him?
Okay, probably the AFC Championship again. I don't know about. I think he will probably win back-to-back MVP. Probably. Now, if here's the
Okay.
deal, if this is what the problem I have with Josh Allen is that we were kind of doing it with Peyton. We're kind of not doing it the way we did with Peyton Manning. So I remember watching critiques on Peyton Manning cannot beat Tom Brady. I remember seeing that on NFL Primetime with Chris Berman and Tom Jackson as a kid.
Okay.
I have a good memory, by the way. I watched these shows growing up. I was forced watching these shows, basically, from my dad. So even Chris Carter and Bob Costas on that set too before the NFL, because it was NFL Primetime was back then was a show. But anyway, so back then the critique was he cannot beat Tom Brady 1-0. He can't beat him. He can't go head to head against him. He can't beat that defense. He can't beat this and that. He can't. And Peyton Manning had Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Those two were great. That's probably the best duo at the time in football. Okay, so I'm gonna do the Josh Allen. Josh Allen, you got at least try to beat my Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
beat him. If this is your time to beat him, man. If you want to be the best quarterback in the NFL, you gotta go after him. Joe Burrow can beat him.
Yeah.
Hurts proved he can beat him, but with only like a all
he did have a great team,
a great team ever.
He still beat him,
but he still beat him though. Josh Allen, this is your chance to beat him. I think you can do it. You've been close many times, buddy. I think you can do it, but it's time for him to get it done. I'm tired of hearing this guy saying, "Oh, he didn't have no help on his defense. He caught the ball." I don't want to hear that stuff no more. It's time for him to get it done. If we're gonna do the Peyton Manning, we're gonna do the Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I've heard it for years. Peyton cannot beat Tom Brady. Peyton can't beat him. Peyton, we're gonna beat Tom Brady. And you know what happened? You know what happened in 2006? Peyton beat him.
Yep.
In my opinion, that in an extra championship game, probably the greatest game I've seen in my entire life. It was a great matchup. Despite Tom Brady losing, it was probably the greatest game I've ever seen in my entire adult. I've been alive for 22 years. I watched Tom Brady come back 28-3. I've seen Mahomes play outrageous in the Super Bowl, but there's no game better than that 2006 AFC Championship game to otherwise notice for me. So Peyton Manning, you gotta get it done. Get it done. Not Peyton Manning, so sorry. Josh Allen gotta get it done. You can't. I'm tired of making excuses for this guy. It's annoying. This is our job to critique, and we're gonna be that one show where we're just like, oh, we have a bounce back here and kiss their butts. I'm not doing that. He got to get it done. I'm tired of this guy this guy's a lot of talent. He has a great arm. He is very strong. Grew up with body strength, but he can't beat Mahomes. He can't do it, and he needs to get it done finally. This is the year he needs to get it done. If he doesn't get it done this year, it's a failure for him. So there you go.
Yeah, no, I think the comparison to Peyton Manning is really good because I think Peyton Manning is number 2 or 3. I have Peyton Manning really high on my list.
I have top
quarterbacks, and because he beat Tom Brady 3 times in the postseason, right? Brady beat him in 2003 and 2004, and then everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, I don't think Peyton Manning can beat Tom Brady." And then Peyton Manning beat him the next 3 times they played in the playoffs in 2006, like you mentioned, in 2013 and in 2015. And one of the reasons I have Peyton Manning so high is because he proved he could beat the best of the best. Yeah. And I think I'm right there with you on this one. I'm going to say what I feel instead of, just disagreeing for the the show aspect. But no, I think Josh Allen has to beat Mahomes, and everything other than beating Mahomes. I'm serious. This is how important it is because he's young. He's a very young player. Right, Josh Allen is 26 years old.
Yeah, and Mahomes about to be 30, man.
Whoa, Josh Allen's 29.
What? Dude, what? Dude, what?
I thought he was 26. I think Joe Burrow's 26. Okay, wow. Josh Allen's 29. Okay, never mind. That changes what I was about to say. I was gonna say if he beats Mahomes and then loses in the Super Bowl, it's okay. But never mind. If you beat Mahomes, you gotta win that Super Bowl now, buddy. You're pushing 30. You gotta go win that Super Bowl. He's the same age as Mahomes. He's a couple months younger. You gotta prove it. You gotta prove it. If you wanna be the Peyton Manning of this era, because I don't think you can catch up to Mahomes, you gotta beat him. And you have to beat him and then win the Super Bowl. That's the difference. If Joe Burrow won that Super Bowl in 2021, so was it 2021 or 2022?
Yeah.
It's 2021.
2022 because I
Yeah. It's 2022.
my senior year in high
Yeah,
school.
yeah. So if Joe Burrow had done that, he'd be consensus the second best player in the NFL or the second best quarterback for sure, right? So, dude, Travis, you're so dedicated. We're an hour and 10 minutes, and this guy's still here and chatting. What a guy. But no, I totally agree with you. He's got to anything other than beating Mahomes and winning a Super Bowl is a failure. Real quickly, the last topic on the NFL before we move to a little bit of golf. The question is the Jets. So the Jets did lose Aaron Rodgers this offseason. And it's funny the way the question's framed because I don't even think so. The question is, can the Jets rebound after the loss of Aaron Rodgers? I don't think there's any rebounding to do. They sucked with him. They were horrible with him. I think it's can they rebound from being the Jets, which I don't think they can. Right? Yeah, exactly. Who is even the QB?
I'm gonna see.
Justin Fields. That's right. They got Justin Fields.
I forgot about that.
They got Justin Fields. They have Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Brady Cook. They need Tom Brady, not Brady Cook.
Brady Cook, bro.
If they had prime Tom Brady, we could talk. But they do have Justin Fields. They should be fun, but I think they're going to suck still.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know. I just the Jets need to tank and try to get a good quarterback in the draft. That's the only way they could do this because it's really
Justin
rough.
Fields
Man.
He's in good hands. No, he's not, dude.
Justin Fields in good hands? No. Justin Fields can't even throw a football. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Jets are fried. I think they're going to be cooked as they've always been. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I kind of blame a little bit on the way they spent money on Aaron Rodgers. And here's the deal. I think after that Achilles injury, they should have cut him. That's what I would have done.
Agree.
And but you know, that's just that's their fault. I mean, last time they did something good was like 2010 when they went to the championship game against the Patriots and Patriots beat them unfortunately. But you know, they should have cut Aaron Rodgers when they had a chance, but they didn't do it.
Yeah,
they spent way too much money on Devontae Adams too.
They did. They did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it, but they're the Jets. They're going to suck. So we're going to move on, guys, here. Last topic, because we're definitely not doing that last one, you freaking goober.
No, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say.
I'll let you talk about it when we get there. We're going to talk a little bit of golf here. The Open Championship, the last major of the year, did take place last weekend. Yeah, Scottie Scheffler, he did his thing. I remember when one of the last episodes before the Open, I said, I don't know, so I'm just going to pick Scottie. That's kind of my go-to, and it turned out to be very, very true. He cruised to a 17 under 4-stroke victory. Scottie, he was unbelievably good. He was perfect. He played amazing. He made Royal Portage look like a joke of a course. His irons were on point. His putting was on point. He was driving it great. And he is by far, without a doubt, the best player in the world. He won the PGA Championship and the Open. He is the U.S. Open away from a Grand Slam. It'd be crazy to think. But after that win, where do you have Scottie on your all-time list? And so after that one, if he wins the U.S. Open next year and gets that Grand Slam, so what do you think?
Okay. Right now Scottie number 7 behind Brooks Koepka because I think Brooks from 2018 to 2017, my bad, 17 to 19, he was probably the best. He was dominant coming off when he was teeing it up. I mean, Brooks won back-to-back U.S. Opens,
Yeah.
and he won back-to-back PGAs. So the only thing Brooks needs to do is win them. He was close to winning the Masters too, and then he choked behind, and he just choked in that 12th hole. So, and I think with the PGA, and after that Masters meltdown, he won a PGA, and he bounced back, and he proved he's the best player in the world in 2019. So, right now I have a number 7 of all time. Now, if he wins the US Open next year, I'll probably put him top 5 or
Would you
top
put
4.
him above Rory?
No, I wouldn't. I think Rory McIlroy. I think Rory from 2011 was amazing. I especially a young Rory McIlroy was amazing. He's Rory McIlroy. I'm gonna pull up Zach Woods for a second. Rory McIlroy came out like dominating golf.
Yeah, he does have double the wins. Scottie has 22 wins, and Rory has 44. So he does have that, and he is so.
Yeah, and he was also He's also a 3-time. He's also a 3-time FedEx Cup champion too.
That is true.
That
is true. He is.
And top of that, against Scottie Scheffler, I looked this stat up earlier. Rory McIlroy against Scottie Scheffler in the final group has actually owned Scottie Scheffler.
Mm-hmm.
He's owned him. He's never once Scottie. It's kind of like Tiger and Phil. Tiger Woods owns Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, Phil's never been Tiger actually number in the head-to-head. Actually, he's never has.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like this with Scottie and Rory. Rory McIlroy is beating him head-to-head, even in the open match, like match play, and head-to-head toward after the final round of the tee of the fourth round. I don't think he's better than McIlroy. I think McIlroy from 2011, 2016, probably the best golfer in the world.
Yeah.
And then here he bounced his career after winning the Grand Slam. He won a Grand Slam, guys. I mean, dude, he won the Open one time. He won 2 PGA championships. And in 2011, by the way, he had a second lowest score ever.
Mm-hmm.
Was 15 under par behind Tiger Woods. Lowest 270 score
in
he
the US
had
Open
in 2000. McIlroy to me has the best swing of all time. But I think here's the deal: if Scottie wins a U.S. Open next year, top 4 for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So I wasn't saying that I'd put him above Rory. I was just asking because I know a lot of that probably will be a big discussion because Rory completed the Grand Slam this year. If Scottie completes the Grand Slam next year, that'll be a big discussion. Scottie has 17 PGA Tour wins. Rory has 29. Rory has 5 majors. Scottie has 4. So it'd be they'd both be at 5 majors. By the way, Rory played pretty well this weekend. He did have a pretty poor first round. But he did play well. He played better than I thought he was going to because he just I think he's still drunk, Trey. I think he's still high and drunk off of that Masters win. So I think that's fair. I think he'd be top 7. He's having one of the most dominant runs we've seen in a while. He's been world number 1 for 149 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's the highest since Dustin Johnson in 2020. The 2021.
Yeah,
that's the highest it's ever been since DJ was.
Yeah. So I mean, he's great. He's the best player in the world right now by far. I don't think it's close. Shout out to Bryson DeChambeau though. He had a horrible opening round. He managed to fight his way back through the cut, and he shot a blistering 7 under in the final round to finish at a respectable score. So huge shout out to him. I didn't get to watch a lot of the tournament because I was busy doing some stuff, but I did get to catch a little bit of Scottie's last round, and he was just unbelievable. He was unbelievably good. So huge shout outs to him, and I'm excited for the Masters to start next year. So Trey, we have this, we do the thing where at the end we talk about some nonsense. Trey, I don't even know just explain it, bro. I don't even know.
Okay. So I finished Yellowstone. kind of sad I finished it too fast. I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I want to enjoy it without rushing through it. So Beth Dutton is the daughter of John Dutton III, and Rachel Zane in Suits is Mike Ross's girlfriend, his wife basically. I don't know. It's a very complicated story with Ross and Zane, but my question to you is this, and this is I don't think they took it out of context. For example, so who's a better character basically? Is it Beth Dutton or is it Rachel Zane? And here's what I mean by that. Because last week I said who's better character, second man, and is it Rip Wheeler or Mike Ross? I said Rip Wheeler because I think Rip Wheeler, if he's like John Dutton, he will kill you. He'll find a way to kill you and destroy you and go to the train station, and where no one knows where you're going, he'll put your body down there. Okay, he's basically John Dutton's second man. Mike Ross is a fake lawyer, and he does everything Harvey Specter says. So, anyways, Beth Dutton to me is a better character than Rachel Zane because Beth Dutton is like her dad. Beth Dutton wants to kill you. I mean, dude, this chick is psychotic, bro. Okay, she's a heavy drinker because she has mommy problems and parent problems, and and she will do everything in her power to screw your career. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's doesn't matter if you're a freaking president of the United States or even a attorney general for a state. She will find a way to screw your career because her job is to protect the ranch. And then, by the way, Nick, in this show, you know how many acres this ranch is, bro?
How many?
150,000 acre ranch, dude.
Wow, that's a big ranch.
Like, dude, it's half of Montana. It's that freaking big. It's insane how big it is, bro. Like, I'm like, dude, this is 150,000 acres. It's insane. And they bought it for $1.25 an acre back in the 1800s, apparently. But yeah, Beth Dunn's better than Rachel Zane. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think, Travis, bro? What do you think, bro? Since you watched both shows, or Sergio, or whoever's on this chat, that's
yeah, bro. He ain't gonna respond to that.
I think he did. He said we're Bueller.
Well, maybe he might. What show is this? He's talking about.
Yeah. It's Yellowstone and Suits. By the way, I recommend watching 1833 first, then 1923, then Yellowstone, because it's the best. It's my opinion the three best sequels of all time. I'm finishing up 1833 right now. Good show. But yeah, I even bought the DVD set, bro, because that's how I want to watch it, bro. Suits is great, but the problem with Suits is this. In my opinion, the best character is Harvey Specter, Gabriel Mach, whatever his name is. Mike Ross he doesn't do anything. Mike Ross can't be a lawyer because he does everything. It's basically Harvey Specter is his dad. He says, "Hey, do this for me," and Mike's like, "Okay, I'll do it for you." And he but Rip Wheeler though, Rip Wheeler is literally the ranch manager, and the role is this on the ranch, you can't fight. If you want to fight anybody, you have to fight Rip, and you don't want to fight Rip. Rip will literally beat the crap out of you all day. He'll fight you all day, and next thing you know, if you want to cross him and be out of the ranch, he drives you to the train station. No one knows where he's at, where the station's at. And he'll kill you, and there's like probably 1,000 bodies there. No one knows where it's at, and yeah, I heard Landman's good, Travis. I heard Landman's pretty good too. And Rip Rivers a cowboy. Those Cowboys people, bro, they're freaking insane. Like the Outlaws, they're pretty insane people. They're kind of crazy. They're more crazier than probably thugs, probably, bro, because that's their land. But yeah.
Nick. Yeah. I've only seen Suits, so I'm gonna say Rachel Zane because I've only seen Suits. So
you look by looks wise, and
Okay. All right, guys. We're wrapping this thing up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate y'all for staying this
Giveaway,
long.
hopefully giveaway next week, bro.
Giveaway next week. Hey,
Hopefully.
stay tuned. Stay tuned. Big news from Trey soon.
And real quick, but before we get to that, I'm gonna say something about that real
Okay.
quick. Okay, here's the deal. I'm sorry, Sergio, I had to say that. Here's the deal. Y'all better pray for me to get this job at Channel 4. I know most of y'all know I've had an interview. Here's the deal. I want to thank those. If I get this job, it will be amazing for me. I start in my foot in the door. Here's the deal. I got written off by people when I got something happen with me and this show that I dislike forever now. But yeah, y'all tune in for that. And I'm back, guys. Like I said, I've told you back in May.
He's back.
Back in March. I'm back.
Watch.
I'm back. Watch. If
Stay
you don't think
tuned.
I'm back, if you don't think I'm back, bro. You gotta deal with that the rest of your life.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. But yeah. Stay tuned for giveaway soon. Stay tuned to Trey's Instagram for some. You can get some. Might hear something next week. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for staying. Appreciate y'all watching. If you stayed the whole time during the stream, appreciate you. If you just came in and then left after watching for a little bit, appreciate you too. Shout out to Sergio and Travis for cranking our average view duration up to 28 minutes. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for chatting and asking questions, putting in your input. We appreciate it. We love it. Miss you, Sergio. Hope you're doing good, man. If you ever come down and visit, let me know where we can hoop or do something. So appreciate y'all. Y'all have fantastic
Sergio, we
night.
gotta play 2K, bro. We come down, bro. We gotta play 2K because I own
we gotta play 2K. Trey, you don't own nothing,
dude. No, ask him, bro. So last summer, listen to me, Nick. So last summer he came down. Okay, it was him and Vic. We're at my house like freaking 3 a.m. playing 2K, bro. And bro, I was on a winning streak, dude. We were doing 3 randoms. I was cooking, bro. You couldn't stop me. I was on a winning streak. Bro. It was like a PGA. PGA guys, I own Nick a PGA. I own him. I beat him 9 times.
Do you want to say what the actual score is between us or what?
No, I won't go there.
Okay. I have 10 wins. He has 0 wins. That's what the actual score is. Okay.
You know why, guys? He put the wind on.
Trey, the wind's on low. You just suck at the game.
Nah, I don't.
All right. We're getting out of here, guys. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your night. And if you're watching this later, appreciate you for stopping by. So we will see you guys. Y'all have a good one. See you next week.